Sunshine's Corner, being brought to you by Quint and Richie Studer.
And it is a beautiful, beautiful Thursday morning. Oh, couldn't be more beautiful. The weather's absolutely fantastic. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. You stepped into the hottest spot in town. That is Sunshine's Corner. We are your information link, where we are going to most certainly keep you informed on everything that's beneficial for everybody in our community. When you want to know about something, even that's difficult to talk about, this is where you need to be. We put that atmosphere where you can talk about those difficult conversations and know that it's safe doing it here. I am your host, Sonshine, and of course today it will be no different. I ask you to be a part of this conversation. I ask of you to share your thoughts, to share your dreams, whatever it may be. If it relates to something that we're going to be talking about today, which are our kids, I know that it's going to be some conversation with us all. And I'm so pleased to have with me today as my guest, Miss Kristy Craig, and she is with Ready Kids and My. Kristy, thank you, and I'm so glad to meet you in person. We've been talking via text and email for, a couple of weeks now, right?
Yep, that's right.
But you know what? I got to share that with them. I'm so glad I can hear your voice.
You can hear it, thank goodness.
No doubt about it. But look, when we say Ready Kids, and I tell you, I am one that when it comes to our children, getting them prepared, teaching them the right way, having them equipped for a world that we live in such as it is today, it takes people like you and the things that you offer to the family so that we can make sure that we can get them ready for their futures, to get them started on the right path. Tell us a little bit about Ready Kids, how you got into it and all that, because I know you've got some awards behind Ready Kids.
Yes, ma'am, we sure do. Ready Kids has gained a lot of traction just in the past few years. We've actually been around since 2007. We used to be Every Child a Reader in Escambia, eCare, and rebranded in 2021 to a name that really reflected our mission, which is all about getting our youngest learners ready for school right here in Escambia County.
Oh wow! When you say getting them ready, we start from the bottom of the barrel and go all the way to the top, such as?
So we are really focused on boosting their early literacy and social emotional skills. So we have Reading Pals, which are pre-K mentors who work one-on-one with the students in our highest need schools, and we're helping them to learn the letters of the alphabet, how to spell their own name, how to count, how to recognize colors and patterns, and also be able just to sit in a classroom, make friends, listen to instructions.
All right, teaching them how to teach those social skills. And that is a great thing, because sometimes, when kids are that age, they're always moving. They want to move. And let's say this, what's that age that they get started? About?
4 years old.
Oh, Lord, yes. Not the terrible twos, but the wonderful fours, right?
Yes. Oh, but at 4, they have got so much personality and they're ready to learn. They're eager to learn. They love their Reading Pals. They just soak it up and they make every single volunteer feel like a rock star.
Most certainly. There's a program, and I got to say this even with Quint Studer, he has a program out there that talks about how the learning, span of a child is between the age of 3. You start off, you know what I'm saying? With
Yes.
3 years old.
Yes, about 80% of your brain is developed by age 3, 85% by about age 4, you're at 90%, and by 5, it's pretty much developed.
So therefore, this is something I don't do. Hi, Shooka Wooka. Hi, Pookie Pookie.
Yep. Yeah.
Real words, all the way.
Yes.
Sentences. They're going to pick up on that, right?
It's so true, and that's exactly what we tell our parents in our community, because at Ready Kids we have a 3-pronged approach to kindergarten readiness, which is one-on-one mentoring with the pre-K students, family engagement, and educator support. But we just inspire our parents to use your language at home, talk about the things that are happening around you, use your everyday activities to turn those into teaching moments. Whether you're sorting the laundry or going grocery shopping, playing at the park, you can talk about the direction that you're walking in. You can talk about the arm that you're using. You can talk about the color of the clothes.
Oh, cute. You know what then? That's great because, like when, been a long time, but when my kids were younger, we do this, we had a thing that we do in the mornings, and there was something different we did in the afternoons. But believe me, that works.
It does.
And he was just a little tight. I'm taking him to the daycare.
Yep.
And because consistency works.
It does. Consistency is so important.
It is so important that you do this. Well, listen at this, Kristy. I heard you say something about volunteers. So how does that connect? And is it difficult for a child to connect with a person at that age?
You know, it's really not. It's the core component of our Reading Pals program. More than anything, that relationship that you're building with that child. For a 4-year-old, having someone who shows up for them every single week, being that trusted person in their life outside of their home circle, outside of their school, is so, so important. The kids feel so special to know that this person is there for them. They build such a deep relationship, and as soon as a volunteer walks into a classroom, that child knows they're there specifically for them. They run up, give them the biggest hug, and it's beautiful.
Oh, how beautiful. Wow, so they're getting that connection, you know, and I think that's good because I think even a child that age, and I'm learning this by working closer with some people that at SCI about the connection with a child.
Yes.
The smaller, the better. Don't prevent that. Don't think that's just a time to.
Exactly.
You got to educate from that time, you know, birth.
It's so true. We find that our students who start behind tend to stay behind, and that's why Ready Kids is so focused on working with our youngest learners. Ready Kids, or eCare at the time, was really born out of a community need. Our business leaders in the community saw that our 4-year-olds are being missed. So by the time they started their K-12 journey, it was too late and kids were already behind. So that's where Ready Kids comes in. There's no other program in the community working with the kids the way that we do at the age that we are. So this is a really vital component to our community's success.
Did you hear what you just said? I'm hoping everybody is paying attention. You said that by the time they're 4, they can be left behind.
Yes.
And therefore, you've got to catch up, and then that's difficult to catch up.
It is. And I want you to think about what happens in a kindergarten class when you've got half the class who's ready and half the class who isn't. The children who aren't ready are typically the ones who are catered to. So not only are they already behind, but then the ones who came ready are going to start to fall behind too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Did you all hear that? So it's so good to get them. Okay, I know we love our kids, but I think sometimes when we get to that little play, oh, he's only 2, he's only 3. Those are the formative years you need to be instilling all of these facts.
Yes.
That's going to cause them to be more productive in their future, especially in the classroom.
It's so true. And we like to tell our parents that parenting is not easy.
No, it's
but
not.
Talking to your child is. All it takes is opening up the conversation, reading a book, talking about what they're thinking, looking around you.
Absolutely. And you see, you know, and kids are perceptive because you know what? I've seen, you know, sometimes, just like you say, look at this, parents, I'm sure you've done this. You right there with your child. Then I take the child with you. I'm going to be disciplined with you. But the moment I get here, I break loose.
That's right.
Because of the fact they know that that's firmness that's there, I've got to adhere to, but over here I got my way.
That's right. Yep. And our kids are so perceptive. They really pick up on all of these little things, and that routine, that structure, that discipline, that help, that love, all of it combined is really going to help a child thrive.
Real, I mean, I'm seeing so many things because, you know, I'm just saying this, my dear people, you know I'm very transparent. You know how you are when you're in the supermarket?
Yep.
And some of them, they can't control them?
They can't.
Why? No discipline?
Probably no discipline, probably a lot of, there's stressors at home that we're thinking about. We're just trying to get in and get out. But our children crave that attention. They crave that routine. They crave that structure. And a lot of times being able to reel that in is just giving them something to focus on.
Right.
Turn it into a game.
Exactly, and you can learn. I mean, think about it. You hear, what is it? What was that little thing I used to do on TV with my kids? Barney.
I used to love Barney.
I love you, you love me.
Oh, Barney was my jam.
But all of these things have been proven that works, and if we would take the time and allow that child give them the opportunity to learn at an early age.
Yep.
And with the fact that I want to say to all the parents, now, about how many students is it that you have thus far, that's even in the program?
So this year we have 295 children in the program. 295 children, and so far matched with a mentor are about 220 of them. So we still need about 80 volunteers to ensure no child is left behind.
Oh, so how can a person volunteer?
It is so easy. You just attend one of our volunteer orientations. We host them every single month. You can always visit our website, readykidsfl.org, to learn all about it. You can call us, you can email us, you can Facebook us. We are very receptive, very responsive, but attend a training, 1 hour, come out to the school of your choice, get matched with a kid, and then you just keep coming every single week. We have a site coordinator who is there to train you. Every single day they're there to help support you.
Wow, did you say the school of your choice?
Yes, so of the programs that we serve, and we're in 8 elementary schools.
Oh my goodness. That is absolutely fantastic. So if you would like to be a person, if you're maybe a retired teacher.
Yes, we love our retired teachers.
Okay, maybe you're a person, maybe you're not educated that's retired, but maybe you want something to do, and this is a great way to instill in our kids something that's so important, that's beneficial to them. And I can imagine, because when you're working with kids every day, I mean, my Lord.
Yep. But you know, we get to actually see what happens in the classroom, and our teachers are often so grateful that we're there, because when you have a class of 18 students, having one-on-one time with an individual child is very difficult. So a reading pal is really enhancing what's happening in the classroom. We know what the kids are working on. We align with what their curriculum is. So a volunteer can come in and they can structure the session either to the child's needs, to the classrooms, but we have a whole room full of fun things. We've got books and puzzles and games and Play-Doh.
Everything that's good for them, that's going to keep them focused.
Exactly.
And you know, I say this because there's a friend of mine who works with foster kids.
Yes.
And he often tells me, you know, the struggles that they run into because of trying to get these kids focused because of the different things that they go through.
Yes.
But with Ready Kids, come on, that's an entity that can really help in that area.
It is. And a volunteer doesn't have to have any experience with kids or in the background of education. If you just want to have a positive impact in a child, we will hold your hand. We'll be there for you every step of the way. And really, the program is just based on learning through play.
Absolutely. Now, wouldn't you like to be a part of something that's going to help with our children? Wouldn't you like to be a part of a program that's going to give back to the community so that our kids can be successful? And I believe that a community that works together, you know, it's a great thing. And I cannot commend you enough, because even with the fact that you got to be doing something right, because there's some awards you won and
Yes, ma'am.
some recognition you've gotten.
Yes, ma'am. We are so excited. Do you want to share that, or do you want me to talk more?
You share
All
that.
right. So we are so just honored and blessed and grateful that the Pensacola Chamber awarded Ready Kids as Nonprofit of the Year. Yay! I mean, it was just, we had no idea that it was coming. We were so grateful, and I really think it's a testament to the community seeing the value of what we're offering, the impact that we're making. And then just last year, United Way named us Agency Partner of the Year. So Ready Kids has really just been gaining some recognition in the community, and it's because of our community that we're able to do this.
Say that one more time, because I think that's so powerful.
It's because of our community. They make our work possible, and in turn, we lift up our youngest members of the community.
And the consistency.
Yes, ma'am.
And I tell everybody this every single day. Consistency works either way. Now, you can be consistent doing the bad thing.
Yeah.
You can be consistent doing the good thing. Which do you choose? And I tell you, I prefer all of the positivity that you're doing, because the things in the world that we're living in today, and what you all are really planted in our children, who is our future.
Yes.
Then, I mean, somebody's got to do something with these, I mean, to try to plant these things, because if you live where I live, you see what's happening in the world today. And our kids, we don't want them to get lost.
It's true. And the hard truth is that a lot of the students that we work with do have difficult home lives. We've had children who are facing homelessness, children who are facing parents being incarcerated, happening right in front of them. So when we talk about the stability of having a mentor who shows up, that it's not just based on the academics, it's really having that stable, reliable person in their life who can help shield, or at least break free away from the concerns that are that are hurting them at that moment.
Exactly. Do you ever run into kids when they're at school, they're being productive, and let's say, just give an example, say over the weekend, if there's some things that are going on that, you know, needs to get some attention, then they come back. Is it a process that sometimes you got to start over?
It is a process.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, it's a process.
That you have to start over again with that child to try to keep that child where it needs to be.
Yes.
But are there ways that you can, even without even saying what you already know that child is going through, that you can extend help to them? I mean,
absolutely. So the third prong of our approach is educator support. We have deep connections with the school district. We have so many great partners in the community. So we are able to support the children and the families on a deeper level by having that connection through Reading Pals. Our teachers can help us identify the right resources. We've got partners that we can lean on as well.
Absolutely, and that is great to know. So listen, we are talking with Kristy Craig. She's look at all that smiles on her face. That let you know that she really, really enjoys what she does, and when you do that, you're going to get great results, just like the things that you're doing. And the consistency of it is what works. You do not start and stop. It may not have been easy in the beginning, but look at it today.
Yes, ma'am.
Consistency works.
Thank you.
Works. It works. We're going to come back and talk more about what she's doing with Ready Kids and how you can be a part of it. Again, let me say thank you to our sponsors that's going to be with us coming up on the 26th for our annual I Love Making Strides Walk. We're going to be downtown Pensacola because October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I want to say thank you to Stalworth Insurance Services for being that partner, as well as Sunday's Barbecue, and my good friend Ron Helms of District 4. Thank you so very much. We appreciate you more. Stay with us. We got information for you right here on Sunshine's Corner.
As we come upon this election, it's important for everybody to get out and vote. It is critical. Voting is the cornerstone of our democracy. It lends a voice to everyone, to the people, to make sure that America is the society that we want it to be, that everybody wants it to be. If you don't get out and vote, you really don't have anything to complain about. My name is Troy Rafferty, and I want to encourage everybody to just vote.
Good day, Pensacola. Welcome to a new segment on health and wellness sponsored by Baptist Healthcare in partnership with Sunshine's Corner. Every first Wednesday of the month during Sunshine's telecast, we're going to be bringing you information about health and wellness and ways to make sure we're improving the quality of your health care here in Pensacola. After all, we want to ensure that you're going to the right place at the right time and for the right reason, and that you don't feel alone. Can't wait to see you.
I vote because my mother voted. She was 40 years old, and I was 20 when she first voted. She said, Mamie Lee, take me to the registration office or wherever I need to go so that I can register to vote. So I vote for that reason, and I want everybody else to vote. Don't just talk. You got to walk it like you talk it, and when you walk it, you are voting. So vote. I'm Mamie Webb Hickson, Director of the Writing Lab at the University of West Florida. Just vote.
It's the hardest conversation I have with patients, telling them that their baby won't make it. And now, because of Florida's extreme abortion ban, I also have to tell them I can't help. The ban forces women to wait until the brink of death to get care and could send doctors like me to prison just for treating my patients. That's terrifying. And it's why I'm voting yes on 4, to end the ban so government can't stop women from getting life-saving care.
And welcome back to the best conversation there is that you need to be a part of right here at Sunshine's Corner on this Thursday. I'm so pleased that I've got the opportunity to have with me today Kristy Craig. She's really shared information that's valuable for everybody. I'm talking about from the biggest business to the smallest. I'm talking about from the lady sitting at home that's retired to the young lady that has time on her hand that she wants to volunteer to give and put into a child so that that child can have a better future. And look, we were talking offset. There's so many other things that you do. I mean, that we want other people to realize. And I want to emphasize on this even more. When you said that you do not have to have, you don't have to be a teacher certificate. I mean, you don't have to have all these credentials to be a person to help with Ready Kids.
Exactly. Our reading pals have so many different multivaried backgrounds. You don't have to have any experience working with kids. You don't have to have experience in the field of education. If you just want to come in and make a difference for the in the life of a child, that child will gravitate to you, and you can do so much by just showing up and being there for them.
When it's consistency, I'll say it again.
Yep.
It is consistency. And you also worked with what?
So I just think volunteerism and giving back to the community is so important. I've been involved in Guardian Ad Litem. I've been a reading pal myself. I just joined the UWF Executive Mentor Program. Also Pensacola Young Professionals Mentor Pensacola program as well. So giving back to our kids from little to big is so important to me.
What time do you have for yourself?
Oh, girl. Drives my husband crazy.
I'm going to say, what does your husband say? Are you leaving again, honey? But no, that's coming from the heart. And I can say that also, too, because when you're doing something from the heart, you want to make a difference. And I know that you can see what you are planting in these children is going to create better for tomorrow. If you've got questions, if you would like to be a part of this conversation on ways that you can help, don't hesitate to text or call 850-432-7768. Let's allow Kristy to know that we're right behind her. And you say you already have 200 and how many?
220 children are already matched this year. We have 295 children to match. And giving your time to Reading Pals is so easy, and it's really not that much time. We're talking about 45 minutes a week for about 9 months, which really is very doable.
45 minutes a week for 9 months.
That's it.
That's time enough when you go to McDonald's and come back.
That's right. You can also partner with a friend, and then you guys can alternate weeks.
Okay, so if I had a friend that I wanted myself and Patricia to go with them, you see how this is so doable. But the fact of it is, we got to be able to want to give back so that we can keep that consistency going, so that we can make it better for our kids.
That's right.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you are totally right. And you said something at the start of the segment that it's everybody. This really impacts our entire community.
Yes.
If you don't have a kid in school, or if you don't have any, grandbabies at home, that does not mean that kindergarten readiness is not your problem.
That's right.
Kindergarten readiness impacts everybody, and we are setting up our children for future success and really impacting and creating a positive cycle of generational outcomes.
She's saying kindergarten readiness.
Yes, ma'am.
So therefore, do not allow those formative years that they are home with you to just let that go to waste.
It's so important.
It is so important to get that formative mind is already forming, so you can instill in it what's going to be beneficial for them in the future, that's going to keep them ahead with the classmates.
That's right.
You said that something else, I got to bring this back, that the child that's prepared, the child that's being worked with at that early age, then you got a child that's not.
Yep.
So therefore, remember when I said it will pull either yay or nay?
Yep.
Therefore, that can cause that child that's advanced to come slip back.
Yep.
Because this child does not have what it needs.
Exactly. Our teachers have so many kids in the classroom that it's really hard to give every child what they need. And so typically teachers tend to focus on the kids who have the greatest needs to bring them up. And then the kids who are on track tend to be left behind. And so if we can ensure all of our children are, facing the same challenges, can be lifted out of that circumstance and they can be prepared, we're really giving all of our children an even playing field and eliminating achievement gaps.
Absolutely. So please, ladies and gentlemen, if you've got time on your hand, don't say you have nothing to do, because there's something that you can do. 45 minutes?
45 minutes.
I mean, come on, that's enough time right there. You can get 2 or 3 people to come with you to do that.
That's right.
45 minutes, but look what you're planting. Look at the seed that you're planting that's going to water and it's going to blossom into this beautiful, beautiful, successful person because of the knowledge.
That's right.
Education is what we got to have.
That's right.
Education is our key. Without the education, don't just send them going to school. Prepare them. So they can continue to go on into the higher levels of education and be that productive citizen to help. And I think that also is a reason that we can get some things done in our community.
It's so true. And I would love to share also that this isn't just me sharing the information, the data supports it. So the school district actually assesses our children as early as VPK, voluntary pre-kindergarten. And this past year, we saw that students who attended VPK, they were 64% ready for kindergarten, whereas those who did not go to VPK were only 38% ready.
Really? And I'm telling you, I got to be honest with you, Kristy, because I'm learning so much since I've been working with a lot of knowledge that I've been receiving about that, because at one point I said, oh really, does that do that?
Yep.
Because until you get that light bulb time,
Yep.
you see that where it really works and you can see the difference in a child. Of course it does.
Yep.
And we are pleading for everybody to please. And when you say 45 minutes, you need how many more? Let's do that number again.
We need 80 more volunteers to ensure.
We need 80 more volunteers. Come on, people. I know that there are so many people at home. Don't watch The Young and the Restless today.
You can TiVo that, yeah.
You can record that and watch it later. But the fact of it is, do that. Take that 45 minutes to help with our kids. And the fact of it is, you can choose the school that you want to go to.
Yep, exactly. We serve 8 schools in the community. We are in 17 classrooms, 295 children with the opportunity to receive that one-on-one mentorship.
That is absolute. Now, may I ask you the name of the schools?
Sure. Let's see if I can get them all.
Okay.
C.A. Weiss,
Okay.
Global Learning Academy, Montclair, Home, Ferry Pass, West Pensacola, Global Learning Academy, O.J. Sims, and Jim Allen.
She did it. I mean, come on. These are in the community that we need this help. Let's help people, please. Call and let them know. 850-432-7768, or text. So some people don't like to hear themselves, you know what I mean? But the fact of it is, I want you to know that this is something we can do collectively in our community to really prepare our children. And education is so important. And I want to ask you this, what is it that motivates you every single day?
Oh my gosh, I love my job. I say that what we do is passion work. It's the children, it's the work, it's the impact, and it's the people behind us. We have the best volunteers, Sonshine. Anytime we put an ask out for an elevated need, something in the classroom, a community engagement event that we're working at, someone to take on another child who just needs extra help, our volunteers say yes every time.
Now that's beautiful. You see what I mean? So come on, let's not stop now. We need some more volunteers so we can reach to capacity. And with that motivation, I can see it in your face with the expressions. And I know that's coming from the heart for what you're doing. And I commend you for that. Again, I want to say, when it's something you love, you'll give it your best. And every single day when you do this, is there some times when situations present itself with our children that there may be, to keep a child from being left behind, you've got to take that extra step?
Absolutely. I mean, it's devastating to see kids who are in the program who watch their classmates get pulled. They get to go to a special room, they come back, and they're so happy. And as the year progresses and some of our students aren't matched, they feel that sense of being left behind. And so if our volunteers in our community can step up and ensure no child is left behind, our entire community will be better because of it.
Absolutely, because you could imagine that child. So come on, volunteers, we can do this, people. I know that we can. And all we need is just a little bit of your time. And the fact of it is that what you're doing is so absolutely unbelievable. Now, when you say the inspiration of it, when you're talking with your volunteers, and I'm pretty sure I can just see this mass of people that's inspired through so many others to inspire others. Mm-hmm. I mean, with the children, that gives them the foundation also to say, let me put forth my best effort. Let me go home and do this. I got to study this to get ready for this. And pre-K is the beginning of a span of years that's going to be a long time before they get out on their own. But if you started at the bottom, then that's got to be the way to get them ready for tomorrow. And when you're out there, and when you got all of these volunteers, do you all ever take them on trips or do little special things for them? May not be a trip, and just maybe that, but little special things you do?
Oh, we do a lot of special things for our volunteers. We send a handwritten note every single month. We do a volunteer appreciation event at the end of the year. We do like socials mid-year. And then our volunteers really love to be pinged when we have special events that we're attending in the community.
They want to be what?
They like to be pinged.
Okay.
Yes. So if we're going to a special event and we have an extra seat, we open that extra seat to some of our standout volunteers who just want to be a part of our community, a part of our story. But our volunteers are amazing, and we go to a lot of events. We do fall festivals and their classroom parties. So the volunteers get to come out, they get to meet their kids' parents. So, I mean, our volunteers are just plugged in so many ways.
I say that because for our educators, they deserve so much.
They do.
And to get that help, that's got to mean so much to them as well, because teachers, my God.
They have a hard job.
They have a hard job. and they're expected to do so much. Because I think about this, the teachers spend just as much time with your children, sometimes more than you do. So to say that I've got somebody that's going to do that, come on, my people. We need to really show some love. That's giving the teacher a hand to be able to have these people already.
It's so true. And I mean, think about a teacher. There's 18 kids in a pre-K class. There's one teacher and one teacher assistant. And the ability to give every individual child the attention, the support that they need is very challenging. And that's where Ready Kids can really come in and work together to lift our kids.
Absolutely. Let's see now. We have somebody calling in. Let's see what we're going to talk about. Somebody wants to ask a question. Good morning.
Good morning, Sonshine. Good morning to your guests this morning. How are y'all doing?
We're great. How about you?
Doing pretty good. I just wanted to say that y'all having a great conversation. It's just beautiful to hear that there are so much going on here that we continue to build the impressionable minds of our youth so that they can have the tools that they need to just, to continue on the right path in life. And it's just so beautiful how in depth and how y'all just both just so engaged in this topic. It's just beautiful.
Thank you. Now you work with kids as well, right?
Yes, I do.
And the fact of it is, this is a friend of mine I was telling you that work with kids with sometime with foster kids, and with the fact that he sees a lot of difference in how it is important. Yep. And he sees a lot of what we're talking about. Yep. And we appreciate the fact that he is one that does what he does.
That's
no
awesome.
doubt. Thank you, Eric. We appreciate that.
Thank you so much, and y'all keep up the good work and keep putting the word out there. And I think, I just heard y'all was talking about that they do community things. I think it'll be a good idea if they maybe can make some flyers and get all those kids to come out to Sonshine Trunk or Treat at the end of the month.
Ooh. Okay, I can't wait to hear more about that.
Shameless plug in there.
Yeah, it will be fun because it's a safe. Thank you for doing that, Eric. There is a safe haven.
You're welcome.
All right, love, and bye-bye. Every year now this is something good. I want you to make sure the kids can come. It's absolutely free. It's so that the kids can be safe. And last year, oh my God, was almost 1,000 kids.
Wow.
But we had enough candy for them.
That's amazing.
And and it's safe. It's in an area. I asked them to come out to be dressed. It's going to be, you know what the Fricka Center is?
I sure do.
Well, that's where I do it.
Okay.
And this year we're going to do it again on the 31st. I've got partners that have already called me to be a part of it. Tell the schools to have the kids come on out. It's safe.
Yep.
You're not going knocking on anybody's door.
Yep.
Everybody, we got the police department there. We got the fire department there.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
That's amazing.
We got people from downtown, from the cultural center that's going to be there. Some of my lawyer friends that's going to be there, and they are going to be there to make sure that the area is safe.
I love that. Well, I just am so appreciative and grateful for all the work that you're doing in the community. This is wonderful.
Thank you. I mean, my heart goes to the community. I mean, when it comes to our kids, I will go backward. I will bend over backward. When it comes to even with the elderly, I will go as far as I can go to help them to do things so that to let them know that they're loved. And I believe with our children, when they feel that they're loved, and really let them hear, and I'll tell them in a heartbeat, I love you. Do this right now because I love you. That means a lot.
It does.
It means a lot. And ladies and gentlemen, you can be a part of this as well. We need volunteers. We need volunteers for Ready Kids. We need volunteers so you can take just 45 minutes of your time. And that's only asking a little. If you know somebody, tell somebody. If you know somebody, then do something. I love that. Thank you again for being our sponsors. Coming up for our breast cancer walk coming up on October the 26th at Seville downtown. I want you to come out and wear your pink. Ron Helms, District 4, thank you for being a part of this. Stalworth Insurance Company, thank you. And Sonny's Barbecue, he's got the best pulled chicken in the world. Oh, it's so good. I tell you, thank you and stay with us. We're going to talk more about Ready for Kids right here on Sonshine's Corner.
They found the perfect car in racing blue. You even got them to throw in the LED fog lights for free. Auto Owners insures your car because some people never learn to parallel park. That's simple human sense.
Ask the Messick Insurance Agency in Pensacola if auto owners make sense for you.
Keep going. More. No, stop!
Florida's near-total abortion ban outlaws abortion before many women even realize they're pregnant. The ban means many survivors of rape, incest, and human trafficking will be forced to carry their attacker's child against their will. Get the truth about Florida's near-total abortion ban.
Voting is important to me because I often think about my grandmother. It was a struggle for her to go downtown to become ready to vote. Now things have been made different because of their sacrifice. People work very hard to take your right to vote. I want you to work very hard this year to exercise your right to vote. You owe it to the future generation that's coming behind us. My name is Marcel Davis, and I want to encourage you to just vote.
Florida's near-total abortion ban has no real exceptions for rape, incest, or the patient's health. This dangerous ban puts the lives, health, and future of women in Florida at risk. Get the truth about Florida's abortion ban.
Well, I think it's all about local, and I'm a big believer in local. So I think anytime you can carry a message out locally, it's important. And I think it's anytime the person that delivers the service can also deliver the message, which is unusual. You have the people that actually deliver the project doing the talking, and I think that's a huge difference, and really makes a huge value difference for the consumer. So I'm really just so grateful that we have this local opportunity with Blab TV. My name is Quint Studer, and I am Blab TV.
I was there, right?
You were? I went to the one on Monday.
And welcome back to Sunshine's Corner. And I tell you, see, we're attending the same events, aren't we?
We sure are.
But look, talking about events. Now, let me introduce our guest today, Kristy Craig. She's here with Ready Kids. And they've got so many things lined up that they're going to do. I want to say good morning to Pastor Marcel Davis. Hey, Pastor Marcel, she was talking about good things about you.
I sure was. Marcel, thank you so much for all your support of Ready Kids coming out to our annual breakfast. We just love you.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Listen now, talk about the things that you got coming up.
Oh my goodness, October is such a busy and fun month. So 1 week from tomorrow, we have got the Seville Rotary Steak Cook-Off. Oh. You can purchase tickets and get to sample 20 different steak preparations from teams who are competing for the best steak. It is delicious. Tickets are only $40 and they go straight back to Ready Kids so that we can pour it back into our kids and our community.
How can they get the tickets?
They can actually visit our Facebook page, and we've got the link live right at the top, but we have a very unique link that you do have to purchase through our link for us to get the funds.
So purchase through Ready Kids link.
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
So visit us on Facebook. Ready Kids FL is our handle. And then a week after that, on the 18th, we'll be the beneficiary of Zarzer Law's Legal Graffiti at Gallery Night. So you can come out, make a $3 donation to do some legal graffiti, and Zarzer Law will match donations up to $2,500.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's right here on the corner. I mean, one of these ways.
That's right.
Confused.
That's
right there,
right.
I think.
And then if you need to put gas in your car, which I mean, I feel like most of us do, you can go to any Shell station in Pensacola, go to the Purple Pump this month only, and Shell stations will be donating back the proceeds of gas sales to Ready Kids.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
So now at Shell, is that now some of those, aren't they, what is it called? Circle K?
You know what? I am not sure, but also on our Facebook page, all of the addresses of the specific Shell stations are listed.
And they got a Purple Pump.
They sure do. It's Pump 1 and Pump 2, Purple Pump for the Giving Pump program. They do it every single year and give back to local charities, and Ready Kids is thrilled to be the beneficiary this year.
Oh, isn't that wonderful? That's how you got to be voted, all the stuff you won.
You know what? There. We are out there. Yes, ma'am.
Say that again. You're out there.
Ready Kids is out there. We support our community so we can give back.
That is the key. When you're out there doing things, it comes back.
It sure does.
And it's hard work.
It is hard work. Oh my goodness.
It's hard work.
I don't know if I told you this. Our team is only 4 people big. We are at events. Like I said, I mean, we've got 3 events this week. We're also doing Trunk or Treat with Healthy Start.
Right.
We're doing fall festivals at our schools.
Exactly.
So we are very busy, but again, it's passion work.
Exactly. You're so right. And the point that I like to do that because I do a lot of things. All the time.
Yes.
All the time. You're out there. You're trying to do something to make that point in the community that you're there when it needs to be, from the good time, the bad time, the half so good, and then to stop it.
Well, if you're supporting the community, you have to be where the people are.
You got to. Oh, she's reading my mind. You can't do it without being there.
Nope.
You cannot do it. And it's absolutely beautiful. But I mean, I just can't, all of these things that you're yet naming that's coming up. So people, like, I want to go over this again because I think this is a great idea, especially with the fact that you're going to be at gallery night. That's what, week after next, right?
Yes, it is.
And then therefore you can come downtown and still donate for Ready for Kids. And listen at this. Parents, sister, uncle, brother, we need more.
Yes.
80?
80 volunteers.
We need 80 volunteers. Please, let's do that. 45 minutes per
45 minutes a week. And I'm just saying, if you need some stress relief in your life, just come play with some Play-Doh. Our volunteers tell us time and time again that they think they get more out of this than the kids, but our kids light up when they see their mentor come for them.
Exactly, because they're not giving that child something to look up to. So if you're just sitting at home and got nothing to do, I mean, come on, here's an opportunity. Get involved. Facebook page?
Yes, ma'am. Ready Kids FL.
Ready Kids FL. So go ahead and do that today, because I am with you 100% when you're out there with the children. I don't know about you, but when I'm out there, it's something that I just get re-energized. It's like the Energizer Bunny, and I just keep going because I'm making a difference.
And well, you know why that is, right? It's because kids' energy never turns off.
You got that right.
Yeah.
Never, ever,
Never, ever.
And I mean, it's so great to hear that things like that are going. Now, if a person wants to get with you, when and how can they get in touch with you? If somebody wants to talk to you.
Yeah. All of my information, my personal cell phone number is on our website, readykidsfl.org. Again, you can follow us on socials, but our website's going to be where you can find all of our staff members, their email addresses, their cell phone numbers, and you can reach out to us directly. I'm very quick to respond to Facebook messages, email, text message, cell phone call, anything that you want, we will be there for you.
You see what I mean? Now, here's every opportunity you can get. And if you are in the community as well as I, just as Kristy, she is as well, we see the things that are happening. I believe if we give our children something to do, start out early, build that brain.
Yep.
Give them that brain power.
Yep.
Then come on. That's going to be a point right there that's going to help. Even from the fact that if there are multiple kids in the house, you can get these kids like this, start them off young.
Yep.
Then that's going to even teach the other kid that's coming along.
It's so true. When you can support a child at their earliest academic year, and even before that, and it starts at home, we are truly creating generational cycles of positive outcomes. This is something that is going to last, and it's going to continue.
Say that again about that generation.
If you start at the beginning, everybody's ready, and we work together, generational cycles of positive outcomes.
Exactly. Don't just go by what you think. Learn something that you will know, and you can take it further.
That's right.
I agree 150%. And it cannot be any other way that you can find something that you want to do to be a part of. If it's something that you want to do to take time off your hand, you say, I don't have anything to do. Don't go to the mall today. Use that 45 minutes.
Yes, exactly. And what's also beautiful is that there's probably 4, 5, 6 different volunteers who come every day. So by the end of the week, every child will get worked with, but our volunteers then also build relationships with one another. We'll come in and we'll see that the volunteers are planning lunch dates, they're planning coffee dates. We actually had one volunteer who is doing super wonderful now, but she had a stroke, and our Tuesday volunteers at Montclair rallied around her, supported her, gave her that extra boost that she needed when she was going through that difficult time. So not only are you're giving back, which makes you feel better about yourself, you're helping a student, so you're making a difference. You're building relationships with others who are like-minded and share that same passion you do.
And you know, sometimes I gotta say this, because let's take the money out of the equation to get paid to do something.
Yes.
Give it from the heart.
That's true.
That's worth more than any money in the world.
It is. And of course, Ready Kids, we're a small nonprofit. We don't receive any state or federal funding. We rely entirely on the generosity of our community, local donors, grants. We've got sponsors like Regions, Florida Power and Light, Navy Federal, International Paper. But it doesn't matter how much money you have. If the community doesn't back you and give their time, then our students, they're truly better because our community cares.
And community, if anybody knows the fact, I know Eric can attest to this, when it comes to the community, that's where it starts.
Yes.
We've got to do that to make, and you are just a testament to what I've been learning about the age that a child should start.
Yes.
You know? And I'll ask you, for anybody who has smaller kids in the house, if there's one And that's one that's got started with the educational part. You can see the difference. Yes. You don't want that child to get left behind.
That's right.
And let's not think, oh, all because they're so cute, they're so little. No, put some discipline there.
Put some discipline, put communication, let that child see that you are a reliable, sturdy, consistent person in their life, and it all comes back to just talking to your child.
Exactly. Speaking to your child as if you would when they're 12.
That's right.
Do not talk to them, hi, cootie coot. I mean, give them words.
Yes.
Because how many words is it that we don't use? That, you know, I can't think of the number right now, but there are so many words that we don't use every single day that we should be used. So there are words out there we can use to, you know, to put in this child in that process, to plant there. And you hear people say, oh, did you hear that child speaking? That's because that child been spoken to.
It's true. I believe that oh my goodness, the statistic that you are looking for is 30 million words.
That's it.
It's the 30 million word gap that for children who get talked to typically come from maybe more affluent families versus those who don't have that support at home. By the time they start school, 30 million word difference.
30 million.
Yes.
I did not say 30. I said 30 million. That's a lot of words. Come on, we need those volunteers to make sure you get in touch with her. Please, let's not let this opportunity pass. You can do that and help out. People are always inboxing me, can I volunteer? Can I help? Here's the opportunity.
Here
45 minutes a week. 45 minutes a week. Look, we're going to come back and talk more with Kristy because I think that what we're sharing with you is so valuable that you need to hear this, and sometimes they say you need to hear it over and over.
Yep.
We're going to give a recap here in just a little bit, so stay close right here, Sunshine's Corner.
Florida Constitutional Amendment 4 will save women's lives and protect their reproductive freedoms. It ensures doctors can provide life-saving emergency care to women. 65% of Floridians support abortion rights, and Amendment 4 was put on the ballot following a citizen-led initiative. Despite this, politicians in Tallahassee approved a draconian 6-week abortion ban, which denies women reproductive freedom. Stand up for women's reproductive rights. Stand up for democracy. Vote yes on Amendment 4 this November.
Gilmarine, your one-stop shop for all your boating needs. We offer a vast selection of parts, accessories, and electronics. Discover our range of used boats in every size, shape, and brand, all ready to get you on the water today. And we provide expert advice and top-notch customer service to ensure you have the best boating experience. We service all outboard, inboards, stern drives, jet drives, and personal watercraft. Our certified staff will get you back on the water. Visit Gilmarine at 3541 West Fairfield Drive, Pensacola.
Let's work together to end breast cancer. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and Blab TV and Sunshine's Corner, we're joining this year's annual Making Strides Against Breast Cancer Walk, and we want you to join us. Making Strides is happening on Saturday, October 26th, Seville Square, 8 a.m. A big thank you to all of our sponsors. We couldn't do it without you. And we can't end breast cancer without you. I'll see you there.
My father told us he paid the cost to be the boss, which meant whatever he told you to do, you better do. So we were told you must vote. He would sit us down at a round table and go over the reasons why you needed to vote, why it was so important, that he fought for us to make sure that we could vote and that we were to fight for ourselves and for his grandchildren. My name is Jill Lewis-Staggs. I am the state committee woman for Okaloosa County, and I'm here to tell you, just vote.
And welcome back to Sunshine's Corner. Kristy and I have so much fun here behind the scene. However, we're talking today about the ways that the community can step up to be a part of this program there at Ready Kids. And you can get your child prepared for life. This is the beginning for life. And I love the fact that they're instilling with the volunteers on how to have these kids mentally set to even go to pre-K.
That's right.
That's a great thing. Now listen, we're talking about how we need volunteers, and I know some people, we're saying what, 45 minutes?
45 minutes a week.
A week, and that's very little. However, what let's go over the span of, let's say, are you flexible? If something happened to me today and I can't do what I said I was going to do this weekend, or I can't do what I said I was going to do Is there a way we can work that out?
We are so flexible, Sunshine. We know that everybody has lives. Things happen. You have vacations. You get sick. You get busy at work. So we have our program spans the course of the school year, 32 weeks, and we ask our volunteers to try to get in 19 sessions with their student.
Okay.
So when we're talking about 32 possible sessions, 19 is what we're asking you to get to. It builds in a lot of buffer. And volunteers also get to choose which day of the week they volunteer, Monday through Friday. So if you're scheduled for something on a Monday or Tuesday, you get sick or you're traveling, you can always come in later that week. You can come in twice a different week. Or if you simply need to miss, we also have subs who come and will work with your student.
You see, this is covering everything. So therefore, if you need, there's no way that you can't. Even if you got a job, you still give them 45 minutes a week.
That's right.
And with what you're doing, I mean, in the schools that you named off, and I'll say this, I'm being transparent, some of these schools are the ones that are with the lower grades.
Yep.
That really need the help.
Yep.
We're not talking about something that we're just going out there to sit somewhere.
Yep.
We're going where it's needed.
It's so true. So at Ready Kids, we're a very small team. We have 4 full-time staff members, 2 additional part-time site coordinators, but we know that for us to make an impact and our capacity being limited, we need to go where the need is greatest.
Absolutely. And some of the places you named, I know that they do.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's a great thing because even when you were talking about the lady that was there on, what's the school in Massachusetts?
Montclair.
Montclair. When she got sick, she had a stroke, but then how they were there to uplift her, to get her through hers, but yet and still the kids got what they needed.
They sure did. And I actually went to Montclair Elementary. That's where I grew up. And so I just love being back there. But all of our schools, our teachers, the administrative support, they are so welcoming, so encouraging, and they are just really wonderful to have relationships with.
Most certainly. Now, wouldn't you like to be a part of a program that's doing something to better our kids, to mentor our children, to get our kids started off early, to get them ready even for pre-K? Wouldn't you like to be that person, say, oh yes, I did that, and now you can do it too? So the fact of it is, now I will say this repetitively, because sometimes repetition works when you're trying to get something to cause it to stick. We need your volunteers. They are in need of 80, as a matter of fact.
80 volunteers.
Look how many you've already covered, though.
Yes, ma'am. We've got 220 kids matched with a mentor. Our goal is to serve nearly 300 kids, but it takes our community who is going to step up, be there for that child 45 minutes a week. It is so easy. It's so much fun. We provide everything that you could need, books and puzzles and Play-Doh and training and background checks. We are there every single day to support you and make sure that you're getting the most out of your time.
Question, do you ever get businesses, okay, since it's only 45 minutes per week, some of these great big businesses here.
Yep. We really rely on our businesses to provide volunteers. So a lot of our businesses, of course, are supporting financially, but they also put their money where their mouth is.
I'm talking volunteering now.
Yes, ma'am, and they do. So we've got Navy Federal, we've got Actigraph, we've got Saltmarsh, we've got the Department of Environmental Protection, we've got Landrum, we've got the City of Pensacola, Penn Air. So we do have a lot of businesses who loan their volunteers. Ascend, all the way out in Cantonment.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
So listen to this. She only named a few.
Yes, only named a few of very, very many.
Okay, but what I'm saying to you is if you've got a business, if you've got areas in your business that you would have your employees.
Yes.
Because this is during the day.
It is. It's during the day. And the reality is that the children that we're working with are our future workforce. So it makes sense for our current businesses to pour back and invest in our children today.
I would think, let's say if I had me, if I were a lawyer, I mean, I would have some of my employees go in. If I'm a doctor, I would have somebody even, just think about that. That can even cause that child to say, I think I want to be a doctor.
Yes.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm so sorry. We just matched one child at West Pensacola with somebody who works at a law firm downtown at Moorhead Law Group. And this is a child who was very, very quiet, would not come out of his shell, just was very reserved and timid. And he got matched with this this gentleman, which we know that our little boys being able to have that positive male role model is so important. But when he got matched, his eyes lit up. He opened up out of his shell. And they just had the most beautiful connection, and these are the things that we get to see.
Absolutely. So come on with your business. It's so many downtown, there's so many all over Pensacola. When you think about all these billboards I see, come on, I'm just being real.
It's so
I mean, if I could name off all of these that I see, wouldn't that be great? That if you can do 45 minutes a week, and then you've got the flexibility to change it how it will work with your work schedule, that they're going to work with you. But the point of it is, look at the outcome, look at the results. Just like you're saying with that child, that can say to that child, look at all these people, there's so many businesses. I think that we will be overflowing. We need those 80. So come on, we can do this. She's going to call me back and tell me, she said, oh my God, Sonshine, we had a flood just came in on our page.
That's right.
And that page is what?
Ready Kids FL. You can visit us at that handle on Facebook or readykidsfl.org at our website.
Absolutely. So do that today. Let's make a difference. I tell you, I can't believe we've talked an hour, but we have. But it's been such valuable information, though, Kristy, that it is something I could do over and over and over again, because I believe that that's how we're going to be successful in our community, is imparting in our kids what we know that they need.
It's so true. Thank you so much for this time. Thank you to everybody who took time to listen. And truly, you can make a lifelong impact in a child in as little as 45 minutes a week.
Absolutely. And that's a little. And let me say to you again, I thank you for all that you do, because of the fact that all these things that you're telling me that you're volunteering in, but that's what it takes to make sure that our community get that connection that we need. And it's so valuable for people like you to continue to do what you do, to make a difference for our kids, because I say it all the time, our kids are our future. And if we don't put it into them, where they're going to get it? We don't want that part to be in them.
That's right.
Absolutely. So once more, because she's going to tell me here in a second, you got 2 minutes, I want you to tell me everything about how, just give a quick wrap up about you, what you need, how they can get in touch with you, and I know that they're going to flood you out.
Yep. So at Ready Kids, what we need is volunteers. 45 minutes a week, you get to be matched with the cutest little pre-K student. They'll make you feel like a rock star. They're so excited to see you. Come out, play with some Play-Doh, read some books, get to play with some games, and make a huge difference in the life of a child. You can choose your school, you can choose your day, you can choose your time. We make it easy. You can flex your day, you can flex your week, and you can partner with a friend to cut the time in half. ReadyKidsFL.org or our Facebook and Instagram handle, ReadyKidsFL. You can contact us directly, cell phone, email, Facebook Messenger, text us. We are here for you.
Absolutely. She did it so well. And I tell you, it's been a fantastic day. It's all about information, and that's what we do here at Sonshine's Corner. It's time for us to move on to the next phase, but I want to leave you as I do every single day. Never, ever, 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 ever lose your focus, my dear friends. Always remember, if you keep God first in whatever you do, I'll guarantee you this, and I believe this with everything on the inside of me, you're going to be a total success. So until tomorrow for another day of sunshine and nothing but information, know that I love you with a perfect kind of love. Keep shining while I'm gone, and make sure you go to that website and volunteer for Ready Kids. They need your help today, right here. Till the next time. Thank you, Kristy.
Thank you.
Have a great day, friends.
Sunshine's Corner, being brought to you by Quint and Richie Studer.